Spawning in the bottom right position as our teal Zerg player is going to be VPbenQsLivko. I actually haven't had the pleasure of casting him in our RSL. ESL has also been doing some of the work for this, so thanks to them. I haven't actually seen too much of what Slivko has been up to lately. I'm sure this will be a great game, but this map, of course, as I said, favors 2-base Zerg play. But before we do that, let's introduce our lovable player in the top left position as our Red Terran player playing for Team Empire. It is Kas. So I've seen Kas actually play a pretty fair amount. If you guys missed, I casted the RSL group from last week where Kas played in. Did pretty well in his group, I have to say. I was thoroughly impressed. He's been favoring bio styles. Actually, this map is the one I can't remember if this was versus Scarlet. We had the 6th play with the baiting the units to the bottom left side, and then he actually sealed it off with siege tanks that he had at this high ground, so the infestors couldn't actually get up here to help stop the Marines. So we had some really great play. Kas, very smart player, probably ladders more than any human being that's ever lived on the face of planet Earth. Or at least the most known ladder games. He plays a ton of games. He's a very good player. And I'm excited to see. I'm looking forward to this game. Now, Slivko is not quite as much of a cheddar producer as our lowly. So I feel like out of Slivko, we're very likely going to see just some very standard play. I'll say the only reason that Slivko might do anything weird is because of the map, guys. If you aren't familiar with GSL Icarus, your natural expansion is a pocket. It's basically free. You have rocks there to protect the back door. But there are only 6 mineral patches, so your options are kind of limited. You mine these minerals out faster, but they still have technically the same value as the other ones. Now, compare this, of course, the main bases start with 8 patches. And the main base has 2 normal geysers, but your pocket base is a rich Vespene geyser, which mines almost twice as fast as having 2 regular geysers. So I'm curious as to how exactly our players may take advantage of the map. Now, Kas is going to go for a 1 barracks fast expand. He's going to follow up with additional barracks. So this is a little bit of a bio style, and I like this decision. A lot of Zerg players have been favoring Roach styles on this map, largely due to the fact that it is so hard to take a 3rd base. You have this ramp here. There's a very open space, very open to the outside, and then you have your 3rd, which has vulnerabilities from drops on the backside, siege tank fire under low ground, as well as the opening here and here. So the space and the size of the ramps makes it a little difficult to take a fast 3rd. You almost never, we actually barely ever see really fast gasless 3rd bases from Zerg players, and Slivko is going to open up with gas, so I think it's a smart decision for this map. You can use the gold minerals to, how do I say, accelerate your income for an enhanced 2-base timing. Of course, the lower number of mineral patches doesn't actually matter until you're saturated, because until then it's like, well, you actually get more technically because of the gold minerals. But Kas, he's following this up with this gas play. He's pumping out Marines. We could see him try to put on a little bit of pressure. I don't think we will, though, because the odds of there being a 3rd are so slim. But the Marines are in front of the ramp. He's going to start a tech lab. And we're likely going to see him open up with, it depends. If he goes Combat Shield, he might be looking to take a somewhat faster 3rd. If he goes Stim, it's likely going to be a medevac timing so that he can just try to put pressure on, maybe cancel a 3rd base, because the 3rd base is going to be late. And we actually have a lair starting for Slivko. So he has the Zergling speed, he has the lair going, and he's taking some gas. So nothing like a Roach Warren just yet. And he's going to send this drone over to probably take this 3rd base. Now, Kas, if he goes to the 3rd, should be able to deny this 100%. There's barely anything on the field for Slivko. I really think Kas should tag the 3rd base, though. It'd be really awesome if he forces this cancel, but Slivko's going to see the Marines coming up towards him now, and there's actually not too much to actually defend this. He could lose a Queen. We see 10 Zerglings immediately in production. Stepping forward, we'll lose an Overlord, so nice catch there. Actually supply blocking Slivko. He can't make anything else. If he gets this next Overlord or this Queen, would be huge, but with the Marines that are coming, with the Zerglings that are coming out, Kas's Marines will get chewed apart, and, well, the 3rd base is going to start. I guess it worked because the 3rd base was technically delayed anyway, but Infestation Pit is going to be coming in now for Slivko. He's not going any kind of Mutalisk play. I feel like we might... 3rd base isn't fast enough for me to say it would be a fast Hive play, but it does look like he wants to go for some kind of Hive base tech. And I only say this because there's no Baneling Nest, so the Infestors, it's basically Infestorling. And there's actually no Evolution Chambers either. So what Slivko is doing is interesting. He could be going fast Burrow with this, but he doesn't really have anything pushing him towards the late game. Meantime, we have Kas getting his stim up, and it is Burrow coming in for Slivko, so it looks like we will have that Burrowed Infestor as being what he wants to go with for some level of harass. But Kas has an Engineering Bay. He's getting up his +1 attack. Actually, can't see that Engineering Bay. Where is it? It's like hidden. Oh, right here. Thank you, Blizzard. Getting +1 attack, so we could go for a time with Sim Medivacs. His starport is going to be completed around the 9-minute mark, so he'll have Medivacs out hopefully around about 10 minutes. So he should be in a pretty good spot to actually go for this timing. The stim will be done a little bit before then, of course, so he'll have some options for defense. These Zerglings are likely going to try to just burrow at each base. We have 4 Infestors on the way now for Slivko. No Hive yet. Keep this in mind. So this is a pretty important thing. He's not rushing for Broodlords. He's not rushing for Ultralisks for 3/3. And only now we have 2 Evolution Chambers going down. Kas is significantly ahead in upgrades if he remembers to get this additional upgrade setup. But he is. He's getting the second Engineering Bay. He's getting the second armor. He's getting the first armory, excuse me. So he's going to be able to really pump out his upgrades, and that's awesome. It's going to kickstart him into the late game. Slivko has Infestors, but Infestorling versus Bio, if the Bio has upgrade advantage and a reasonable number of Medivacs, it's almost impossible to just kill Marines and Marauders under Medivac support if they're decently split. So Zergling's going to poke out, wants to hold this tower. This Marine is stimming, man. He's like running for his life. Look at those legs, man. He's worked out quite a bit. But Siege Tank production has started for Kas. 3rd Command Center is complete. Siege mode not yet started, but Combat Shield is going to be done. First 2 Medivacs coming out. And Kas, well, he's looking pretty sharp right now. But Slivko, also maintaining that 3rd base reasonably early, is going to pay off big dividends for him. His economy has been very, very strong. He's got a supply lead. He's getting the Baneling Nest right now, so he's going to have a little bit more firepower to take out this Bio. But his 1/1 is not yet done. Combat Shields are complete. +1 armor will be done before 1/1 for Slivko. Kas is a very small window right now. Actually, it's not really that small, but he can attack with an upgrade advantage just because he has +1. But Kas is going to actually try to do a medevac drop in the back. These Zerglings are poised to stop it. The Infestors, you should see this coming in. And I guess his biggest goal right now is to just pull the forces away. And interestingly enough, Kas is taking a very forward 3rd base. This strikes me as interesting mostly because if he loses any fight at all, the 3rd base is completely forfeit. He can't wall off. It's basically in the open. So I'm really curious how he wants to deal with this. Kas, he's looking to do that other kind of push now. He hasn't actually dropped the Marines yet, but he may try to pull these units away. Siege mode won't be done for a little bit longer. There are actually a ton of Zerglings, though. 16 on the way, 87 out already. This is going to be a bit difficult. Kas has a good number of Marines. Keep in mind he has that upgrade advantage. +2 attack will be done soon, but it looks like he's going to engage. Marine stim. He needs to step back. He's got a lot of surface area on him. The tank's doing a ton of damage, but that upgrade advantage, all of these Zerglings will die. The Infestors roll in, but all the Zerglings are gone. The Infestors actually expended their energy in not the most cost-effective way possible. The Medivacs are still here. More Zerglings die, and the drop hits the natural expansion. Kas stepping up. He may be able to snipe this Infestation Pit. The Hive, however, is already started, but he can limit the additional production of Infestors, and there, the Infestation Pit's gone. Baneling speed not yet done. Zerglings running in to attack this, and Kas is stepping up to push towards the 3rd base of Slivko. Really great multitasking there, and I have to say that upgrade advantage +1 attack over no upgrades is huge when you have Stim Marines versus Zerglings. Marines running into the 3rd base, beginning to pick off this Queen. Not going to be able to defend himself. +2 attack is done now. 2/2 only just starting for Slivko, so he is still behind in upgrades. The tanks are in the back covering. There's not that much energy on these Infestors. He only has 4 of them. Well, actually, he has a lot of energy, but I'd say Kas just doesn't have enough Medivacs to actually heal through this. But the Marines actually going to move forward and get 2 of the Infestors, so only 1 remains, and it has no energy. Great trade by Kas, moving into the natural again, kills the hatchery. Kas is all over the place. This Ukrainian monster now stepping up into the 3rd base. The Baneling Nest is actually vulnerable. He could kill this as well. Spire is about to complete, and there's Hive Tech, but Kas is in such an advantage. I don't quite know if Broodlords are an affordable option. I love this. Picks the tanks up in the medevac, says, hey, I'm going to save my expensive units. I'm going to get out of here, go back to my 3rd where my whole army is, and just prepare for another push to just kill you, man, because you only have 1 mining base right now, and that is your lowest mineral income. Slivko just says, you know what, well played, man. Good game. Kas takes game number 1 in this best of 5 series. Sick multitasking. Sick multitasking out of Kas. Really impressive. He was all over the place. He completely manhandled Slivko. And, well, good game. We'll get you guys into the next game as soon as we can. Keep in mind, this is a best of 5. Plenty of games to come. This is our final match for the day. So, prepare yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. And, well, enjoy.